Hey everyone, welcome to Was That in Good Taste, your podcast for anything tasteful, and was a taste whizful. My name's Chandler Phillips. Thank you for joining us. And with me as always,
James Beery. What's going on?
Today we have a very exciting episode where we break down corporate lifestyles. The corporate element of a lot of the businesses that we are entrenched in. Are they more cringe and just ew? Or are they just kind of campy and fun? Of course, I'm talking about the onboarding processes of like when you first get hired by a place and it's
capitalism.
And it's like our policy is to make sure that the customer.
Wait! Don't give them too much. You can't get too much. You cannot have too much for free. If you want more, you gotta hit that like button.
Like?
No.
Oh, this one?
No, you gotta. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know where it is.
Is it? That like button. Like, comment, subscribe, engage, give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Check out the Behind the Bar. Check out any more new segments coming out. Really just dig into the lore.
We're doing video. The link is going to be in the description of this episode, of course.
It's exciting.
I know.
Doing video is so exciting because it feels like we're having an actual personal connection.
It feels like it's just you and me.
And him.
And him.
And me.
Wink. So this week, of course, like you said, we're talking corporate things and blah blah blah. And so
corporate camper cringe.
Camper cringe.
That's just the slug line for the episode. If you need to look it up on.
Oh, look at him using slug. Oh, look at him learning phrases.
I know a slang.
Wow, look at this guy.
What could be more corporate than Smith & Cross London-style traditional Jamaican rum? Because what is the West Indian Trading Company if not the worst corporation?
Island boy.
So, we have here Smith & Cross Overproof Jamaican rum.
What is it proving?
It's proving.
Why is it proving it so much?
Because someone's got to prove it.
Overproofing, of course, is the process of which usually liquor is not diluted to like commonly like 80 proof or 40%. Like a lot of things are like 70 or 80% proof, like vodka.
Or no, it'd be 40 proof, 80%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just want to clarify.
70. I meant 70 or 80. Everything's either 70 or 80. Or 40 or 50.
Or 100 if it's bottle and bond.
Or 100.
Anyway, Smith & Cross clocks in at 114 proof, 57% alcohol. That's pretty wild. That's pretty corporate.
I'm not gonna lie. We're sitting here talking about Smith & Cross. We're talking about how it's overproofed, and I just want this in my mouth. So what's gonna happen is that while you talk, I'm gonna do some pouring.
So Smith & Cross is actually the kind of remnants of two other Jamaican style rums distilled by Plummer and Waiterburn independently and then mixed into this bottle. The Wedderburn style rum is aged for 6 months in oak casks and is a lighter, more flavorful style of rum, while the Plummer is aged for 3 years previously in used bourbon barrels. And so, of course, it's going to have a little bit heavier, a little bit more of that bourbon-y style where the sweetness comes from the oak and the vanilla. And yeah, let's.
Oh my God!
The only the big difference here is that bourbon is stored in fresh bourbon barrels for usually 4 to 5 years, and then
hold on, fresh. Let's be specific. Bourbon barrels are stored in
freshly charred, new
Amer-
white American oak barrels.
like that.
Typically about 53 gallons. Just in case you were ever curious, like what the standard American barrel size is.
I am now.
It's 53 gallons.
I feel like this is very good for the camper cringe kind of thing because or camper corporate. Whatever.
Oh wait, no, that's here's the tie-in actually. Because it started sometime around 1788, and two firms, Smith and Tires and White Cross, started cooperating on importing sugar and rum to the London docks. The enterprise would eventually lead to the formation of the Smith and Cross brand, which was obtained by Hayman Limited, where it remains today. It's all mergers and acquisitions from the just briefly post-revolution era. This shit has been incorporated for a long ass time. And that's why we're trying to figure out, is it cringe or camp?
I think all rum is camp.
All rum is camp.
It's just like fucking sugar water that's like liquorized. And then they say things like traditional Jamaican rum. Wear the dreadlocks. Checkmate, lib.
Well, it's in London now.
Now, honestly, I just feel like rum for me, rum always says a lot of things. There's lots of words on the page for me, but I always get the same things from rum, which is I get this sort of astringent kind of taste and smell sometimes, especially in the things and the ones that are overproofed. The rum will give you the oily texture on the mouth when it's overproofed. It'll have that weird twang of sweetness and bitterness when it's overproofed. And also it kind of just tastes like it touched a barrel, but not aged in a barrel, which is another characteristic of rum that I think I don't like rum.
Wow, that is a hot rum. Ooh. Wow. Okay.
Oh my God.
Like we said, this is
I might
also,
have poured too much.
Yeah. Oh, yikes. Okay, so that kind of tastes like if you just soaked some banana peels in straight up moonshine for
and then slapped your mother with it.
Yeah, for about 3 months.
Just to fucking
wow.
Just to do it.
Hot shit. Hot shit.
Wow. FREAK.
AK. That's some wild flavor hitting you right in the mouth hole.
What is so rum, of course, is a distilled product made of
sugarcane. Or some sort of sugarcane relative, like molasses. You can be made out of molasses and still be rum.
Have you ever had sugarcane straight up?
Oh, yeah.
It's nice. It's weird. The color is a little milky. And it's like...
Oh, wait, juice?
Like actually, no, you're chewing on it?
Yeah, I've had
I'm
it
just
like
saying,
chewing
you can
on
see
it.
the juice when you're like chewing on it, like the liquid from it.
It's got the juice.
Because of the fiber.
Yeah. I always just thought that was my saliva mixing.
Oh, my God.
And I was just like sucking on it like a...
Oh, my God. Oh, God, please. Oh, God. Unless you like that, then you can follow our new ASMR channel. Was that in good taste? ASMR. You ready? Chandler, go.
All right. We gotta... Oh, it is. Oh,
that has been the Was That in Good Taste ASMR hour. Thank you for joining us.
Again, I'm not going to say it's a bad rum. It clearly has its place as like car fuel.
Rum, overproof rum, obviously that's where it belongs. It's as a characteristic of being overproofed, I think, is a reflection of what the product is meant to be. Because when you're getting into overproof liquors, now that's not to say cast strength whiskeys, because cast strength or certain overproof whiskeys
Still strength.
are generally only done that way because the people who are making it are trying to bring out something, unless it's like a bird dog overproof that exists or something like that.
That would be wild.
Yeah, generally, if you see 100, 115, 120 on the label of a whiskey bottle, it's doing it for a reason.
It's meant to be a little heavy-handed.
Overproof rum tastes the same kind of across everything, while Everclear, which I believe is a white overproof rum,
I don't think Everclear's made.
Oh no!
From,
You're right. You're right. It's just a grain. It's just a grain liquor.
Yeah, it's not sugar.
Bacardi 151
Yo, that's an overproof one.
tastes like ass.
Does it taste like ass or does it taste like gasoline?
It tastes like gasoline dressed up real cute. Ate ass, but not my ass. Somebody else's. They came home and kissed me.
And you were like, gasoline. Where have you been?
Oh my God.
And then it came home with a sticker of, I don't know.
Well, I've got a lot to say about this topic. So what I want to do is,
Are we going to pivot?
No, I'm not going to sip this.
Yeah, I don't want to sip
this.
Anymore
Only
of it.
exists for one reason and one reason only.
As mixer.
Oh, no.
Wait. Oh, are we clinking?
Oh, we're finishing.
No. We're shooting it? Oh, jeez. Okay.
All right. So hold on. Disclaimer. Don't overdrink. Hydrate. Obviously drink a reasonable amount like a reasonable person. Don't buy Smith & Cross traditional Jamaican rum. Pour yourself almost 3 ounces of it and then shoot it before then continuing to do 30 more minutes of content. So don't be like us.
Get better role models. Wowzers. Do you ever wonder what the banana fronts would be like if they
Hold
were...
on. It wasn't that bad shooting it like that, actually.
I'm going to be... Yeah.
Something about that was weird. It didn't...
Oh, no. I just had the burp.
Oh, nope. I'm feeling the warmth.
Yep.
Nope. It has the juice.
It didn't hit the depths of the mines of Moria, and it hasn't awakened the ball rug yet.
Oh my God.
Have you been watching Rings of Power?
Not yet. I have to watch it.
Oh.
Fuck it. We're just doing things. Got you. All right. I'm fine. Have you read any good books lately?
I don't read.
Have you seen the new TikTok trends?
No, what's up with these TikTok trends?
No. You know it.
Oh, I do know the one that's like the dolphin noises. This one.
This. Okay, I hope nobody out there sues us.
For me, I really like corn.
What do you like about corn?
It's cold.
All right, that's it. I'm not trying to get taken down completely. It's
So,
corn.
I feel like what I gathered from that is when it comes to overproof spirits, you're really more of a white dog, like bourbon kind of
And
guy.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like White Dog and things like that, while it's fucking gross, it's disgusting. It has actually a very corn, very sweet,
Very buttery.
It's super buttery, and it actually has the same characteristics. Oof, that's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Rum has the characteristics. I believe it's oily.
That is kind of similar where like there's that kind of viscosity. That's an all coating, all encompassing aspect of both spirits.
It's just like
You
in my
don't-
mouth. It's just down my throat.
You don't get that
It's all
so
over my
much with
face.
like with a vodka or like an Everclear because that's a straight shooter that's just it doesn't burn until it's hit you and like it kind of rearranges your guts a little bit.
It's funny because I've never had that as an issue. My first experience with overproof rum or overproof liquor was indeed Everclear when I was living across the street from where I live now, and my roommate was like, "Oh, you don't really drink?" Yeah, well, that's interesting. And then he would give me
Man.
drinks, and then I would not get drunk. And then literally he would parade me around to events, and he would take me with him to parties and be like, look, he doesn't get drunk.
Look at me. I have a freak in my caravan.
I can drink anything and I don't get drunk.
Behold, the rare spectacle. Just but a nickel, you can feed him a shot.
I'm only worth 3/4 of a person.
Should we start a road show? That would be...
I feel like you should look more aghast and more disturbed by that. Remember, this is going to be on video now. So when I say things that are like absolutely disturbing or accusing you of racism, you absolutely just have to like look aghast.
I have to look like it's the first time you've said...
Are you saying that I accuse you of being racist frequently and that I'm often making racial jokes?
Look, one of us is making racial jokes.
And the other one is making them on mic.
And is...
All right. You know what's actually very interesting? Because I feel like one thing that we don't do on camera, but I think, or on audio, is we don't catch it personally. And it was expressed to me the other day from someone that I had been speaking to, that
as you are one to communicate,
from talking to them romantically, they felt like apparently, I don't know what I said to them, but they thought that like they felt penis envy. They were like, you make me feel like I should have a dick. And I'm like, I don't know what I did to make you think that I love cock that much, because I don't think I did anything.
Wait, but was it that you love cock or that you love your cock?
No. Apparently I made them feel like in order for me to be attracted to them, they felt like maybe they needed a penis. But I know Crunk is a big, strong man, and I have pictures of him over my walls, but come on.
I'm just curious if that's still penis envy. Because then is it like they're not jealous of the relationship that you have?
It's more like penis gaslighting. I'm not on purpose.
Yeah,
but it's like I'm accidentally or inadvertently making them feel.
Well, just because I always kind of pictured penis envy as like
I'm jealous of penis.
Like I'm jealous of people who have a penis because like they just get to go skip through the fields and like just frolic with their penis. I'll just like, oh, look at me. I got a penis and I get paid $1 for every 75 cents you do.
This is why I really want a woman on, because I feel like having.
I just don't know what the true definition of penis envy is.
Me either. But I feel like if there was a person here who was femme, I probably wouldn't have said that.
Oh, well, what's said, it's said.
Misogyny. All right, I feel like we're avoiding corporate talk.
Well, because we were just finding the right transition. And since you brought up misogyny, let's talk about our company's sexual harassment policy.
So, actually, being here at Being Human Productions, where you work for podcasting for the people, we need all of our hosts, the host being myself and Chandler.
That's me.
As well as a few other people who are under our brand. It's absolutely important that you participate in our company culture, which means that when we're recording, we have to get sloshed. So you have to join us. We call that the good taste phenomenon. That's what we give our listeners, the good taste phenomenon.
That's the synergy that we build with our company. Although we say drinking is not required, but it is recommended. That only goes for you, the voluntary listener / participant. Anyone under our employ at this time is actually contractually required to
hour.
Do you ever get undermined by what's the opposite of a subordinate?
No, imagine it's the best thing about corporate culture.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that so first of all, what is corporate culture? As somebody who I don't work at Starbucks anymore, and the company that I work for now, they have a lot in common. And the things that they have in common are when you do onboarding, when you're joining, they make you watch lots of videos. And a lot of the videos are...
In this module...
Fuck! It's not even a joke. It's like 3 modules, and each module has like 15 lessons. And then some of the modules are absolutely amazing because they have people interacting. And it's like, well, hey there, Susan.
Watch this clip.
So...
And answer the question that follows.
Well, it's so funny. It's so good to see you again. Man, it's good to wrap up this meeting. You know, it's really good to work with you as one of our partners. You want to go get a drink? Don't worry. I got the company card. I can pay for it.
What did Ted do wrong that would be a violation of our sexual harassment policy?
I really love, because my place of work now has one that was for workplace safety. And trigger warning, school shootings, the fucking guy or office shoot, life in America. The guy,
everyone's got guns and lives don't matter.
The guy walks in in the thing, it's like 50 little things. You click the little thing and it's like, in case of emergency, go to the back and there's a pamphlet and it tells you where to go. I'm going home. That's where I'm going.
I'm getting the fuck out of here. I actually I took a snapshot the other day.
Oh my God. Talking to the fucking mic.
Sorry. I was looking up a thing. I took an actual snapshot of the crisis levels at my current place of employment.
Oh, wait. Is there anything distinguishing about it?
Nope.
So you're saying that I can put it right here?
You can put it right there.
Bam. Don't forget. Send it to me right now before I forget.
There are 2 crisis levels. Orange, which is moderate, and red, which is highest fucking priority in all of the land. Shit is going down. What's going on in the red priority is a member or team member fucking dies.
What?
The next thing down is serious health incident. Heart attack, stroke.
Hold on,
etc.
Hold on. Let me see this because I want to put this up here, but I need to look at this because, yeah, I definitely feel like
number 3, cyber attack.
Oh my God. Okay.
And then number 4 is team member or member misconduct may result in negative media toward the company. This is really what spawned the whole idea for this episode, where I was like, okay, the fact that they just ranked like people dying while you're at work with it might be a bad PR look.
I mean, because it's the truth.
But it is, but also like that's actually below like fire or like flooding, or because the way it's phrased, someone has to either having been like someone had to have just died, or in the process of dying, or there's just a negative altercation between customer and staff.
Gotcha.
That could be on the internet. That's where I was like, wait.
Let's take a minute.
These things are all in the same ballpark?
Let's take a minute to remember that companies do not care about you. Companies exist to take care of their stockholders, the shareholders, and you as an employee are just an asset that they use. They don't care about you. They don't like you. If anything, if they could pay you nothing, they would. And anybody who listens to this and goes, well, that's not true. I'm a landowner and a landlord and I own a small business. You're fucking lying. Because if you could absolutely have people work for you and not pay them.
And not have to compensate them.
Not only would you would absolutely legislate against it. Tomorrow you would vote on it. Which is, of course, also...
I would even argue that, like, at a certain point in time, half the country would go to war over something. Like if you actually had to pay your laborers.
You know what? I agree with that, because if you had to pay people a living wage, then what would happen is that people would absolutely get up in arms about that, because they would say things like, well, I guess McDonald's is not a real job. Well, then I guess McDonald's should be closed from until 4:00. It should be open from 4 to 8, because everybody who works there should just be a student.
Yeah.
No one should work at McDonald's who's not a student.
No one should be allowed to work at McDonald's by that logic. Which is wild to think, like, just because you're new to the workforce means that you have to be like you have to earn your stripes as an exploitee before you can be an exploiter.
The exploitation of the class, which is all classes, which is both the proletariat or whatever you want to call the middle class and whatever you want to call the upper class, is that everyone except for the people who are at the absolute top are absolutely being exploited always. And that is unfortunate. And it's funny because when you work for big companies, especially, right, you see it clearly. Because when you take the corporate training, it's like, obviously, they say things like, make sure that you only talk about your brand on your Twitter, Facebook, or social media when it's positive.
Remember, you're a representative of our brand and our company, and we wouldn't want anything bad to happen.
People don't speak enough about the culture of small businesses. Small businesses are completely adhering to the same capitalist consumerist nonsense, but because they're small business and people think that small businesses are different than big businesses, small businesses can get away with not paying their people at all or legally.
Well, that's kind of where I wanted to bring the other side of this this battle in, because there's all this, like,
that's why I took it there.
Oh, big companies, big businesses driving out the mom and pop shops. It's not like the mom and pop shops are, providing any more. All right, that's not fair. But in my experience as an hourly wage worker, mom and pop shops are just as, if not more, exploitative of their workers and the system that they work in.
I would argue that mom and pop shops treat their workers worse than these multi-billion-dollar conglomerates, mainly because the multi-billion-dollar conglomerates have more capital. So while they're still exploiting their workforce, they're able to afford to exploit them a little less than a mom and pop shop, which you expect the exploitation.
I would say the one caveat is that mom and pop shops may not necessarily treat their workers worse, but they will exploit them more. Meaning,
yes.
Like, they will have a rapport and, like, they will empower their workers to a certain extent, but as far as being equitably financially,
because you're family.
Yeah.
Like Chandler, that if you needed to pay your rent, you could come to me. We've been working together for like 10 years. I'm not going to pay you more money. I'm not going to.
But I could give you an advance.
Like, I can give you an advance. Not even lend you the money. I can give you an advance. That is.
Like, I'm open. I'm amenable.
We can talk about our old boss. He no longer lives near me because he sold his multi-million-dollar brownstone, and we don't work for him anymore.
That's true. We can talk about him. The man who sold the moon.
Oh my God. You know what? It's a good thing. Hold on.
You know what actually got me was when we were talking about fishing, and he was telling me about a fishing rod that he had bought for $2,400 as he was paying me minimum wage and a little below that.
I mean, there's also the like weird kind of anti-immigration kind of like stance while also simultaneously employing primarily, Hispanic people who aren't legal citizens of this country.
So I think this is where the argument for like corporate at least is self-aware enough to kind of compensate you equally or equitably. They still will pay, like corporate franchises will still pay.
No, they pay you in a manner that is competitive with other corporate overlords.
I see.
That's the thing, because
that's it.
The mom and pop shop doesn't have they don't have the assets.
They don't have the ads, so they have to use their workarounds,
which is why they exploit people who aren't citizens. Because if you try to exploit somebody who paying somebody $4 an hour versus McDonald's, if you can work in the States legally, then you would just work at McDonald's. But if you can't, you work for $5 an hour and you work from open to close and you carry all the heavy things and you do it for 20 years and you appreciate your boss because you think he's a nice white man when really
he's giving you too many hours and he's not compensating you with any benefits, and he's making you work the hours that are like people have fought and died over fucking labor laws, which that's what's fucking crazy to me is like we even as a country, let alone on a global scale, there have been revolutions and like blood in the streets over fucking labor laws, and people can just like skirt around them because they're like, oh, well, they're not documented citizens. So like,
because you don't want them to be here. Oh, I forget what company it is, but there's one of the larger companies in America. I really wish that I could just eviscerate them. I really wish that this company that I want to destroy, that I want to make sure that everybody knows how absolutely terrible they are. I really wish that I remembered their name, because what they do is they hire illegal immigrants, and then when they're there for too long or they need to get paid, then they just call
fucking
immigration.
ICE. Oh shit.
They call ICE on these motherfuckers.
That sounds like fucking a sort of domestic terror. Like, isn't swatting and icing like just as, and doxing like all in the same sort of?
I mean, not enough, because people don't get arrested for it enough.
That's crazy. But was that a mom and pop shop, or was that
no? That was definitely not.
That was like an actual like conglomerate?
Yes, of course.
Well, okay, what in that same vein, what was the place that just recently got in trouble for having child laborers in Alabama?
What?
No, it was
who?
It was a car shop. It was the car thing in Alabama, child laborers. Look that up, Jamie.
Can I just say, I wouldn't be absolutely surprised at all, because, I mean, child labor is free labor, obviously. Oh, no, I did see that. Can I be fair and say that I think it's weird because, oh, God, it sounds like I'm excusing child labor, like, abuses. But, like, you live in Alabama, and there's, like, 100 people in that area. Everybody's working.
Everyone's working.
The government's not there to do anything else. The government's not there to help the people. You know what I mean? In Alabama, children are working because children have to fucking work or their families fucking starve.
Well, that's the thing also with mom and pop shops is you can get away with, like, look, as much as we love Bob's Burgers, he's still benefiting off of child labor because he's employing his kids.
But isn't it just like that? Wow, you're right. Bob's Burgers is fascism. Canceled.
It's not fascist. It's late stage capitalism at its worst.
It is, but
by the way, it was Hyundai and Kia violating federal child labor laws in Alabama factory.
It's gross. It's gross.
Whack. Throw them under the bus. Let's hope that bus isn't a Hyundai.
I think the difference with Bob's Burgers is that It is
a cartoon.
No. I mean, it is a reflection of late stage capitalism, but here's the thing. They are victims of it, not really. And this is why the myth of the small business owner is truly a myth, because even if you own a small business, you're probably just in massive debt. And you often have to exploit your employees lest you be homeless, because you are nothing.
Lest ye be homeless. Sorry, you lest just sounds like the type of word that someone like accusing someone of being a witch would say.
This is my public service announcement.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll try to keep it serious.
My public service announcement. If you are ready for this.
Hear ye, the public service announcement is commenced. Go on.
I really want to sing Hamilton, but I want to get taken down. Hear ye. Samuel Seasbury. Listen, this is my little, which is, if you own a small business and you're like, these people are taking away, you're all poor. You own a like garage in like Oklahoma and you make $100,000 a year. You don't make shit, okay? You make literally nothing. You are not, and probably will never be, a millionaire. And if you have $2 million, that's also nothing. You make $3 million a year, and that absolutely means nothing. It does nothing for you. You are nothing. You are at the bottom rung.
You get nothing. Good day, sir.
One bad year, you're homeless.
Straight up.
That's a fact.
You may think that you're on the prime time of the capital grind, but you'll find yourself in the bottom of a barrel with no one to hold.
Man, I'm so bad. I saw the document. I didn't make any notes because I got so much stuff to say about corporations and capitalism and things like that. Mainly because the companies are so good at exploiting you, but they're also so good at tricking you. They're so good at tricking you by giving you small benefits. They're so good at tricking you by saying that you can get free schooling. Just like Starbucks tricked people into thinking that they were progressive by doing things like the healthcare programs that they offered was very trans positive. So lots of people who are trans would work there effectively for $0. Okay, like after you do your math and you do your math of
work study wise.
No. Like you go and like calculate your rent and the things that you do and try to figure out effectively, because they only worked there to get insurance that was good enough for them to transition. Effectively, they made $0. They only worked there to get the insurance. Because
that's wild.
And the fact that you have to do that, and the fact that these corporations trick you, and Starbucks, they're inspire one person, one neighborhood, one cup at a time. It's really interesting, the latte and cup methods where Starbucks breaks it down and try to make it really the customer is first, but at the same time absolutely breaking laws and firing people and trying to keep the workers from exercising their rights, because companies don't give a shit about you. Companies don't give a fuck about you and who you are. They literally just don't give a shit.
They don't fuck about you or anything that you do. They don't
give a fuck about you.
Fuck with you.
They don't fuck with.
I mean, that's
you?
why fucking Starbucks, even TJ's.
Listen.
Even TJ's be shutting stores just to fuck with unionists.
I don't know. I'm going to say that I just have as Trader Joe's. Fuck them too.
They don't fuck with. So that's like, you watch these videos that are like, we like to promote a company culture, and you're like, what culture? The fucking culture of just bending me over and taking as much as you can out of my pockets?
I mean, of course. Oh man, Trader Joe's, like they upped their discount from like 12 to 15 to 20%. But like, fuck you. You don't pay your people well enough. You know,
and then you just kind of say like, hey, you know where you could spend that hard-earned petty cash? Right back with us. And then who knows, you might even see the same dollar bill again. That's the kind of magic that we offer here at our company culture.
And you have nothing else but to do that. And I think it's interesting how like companies like, because remember, is company policy. I've seen entire stores at Starbucks get separated, aka fired, because something happened in the store and they couldn't figure out who it was. So what they did is they watched the cameras, and when the partners, that's what Starbucks calls their partners, when their partners took home the pastries that were going to get thrown in the trash, they fired everybody because it's company policy to not take the food because it's theft. To take food that's going to go into a garbage can, food that's going to go into the trash, food that was frozen and inside of a freezer not even a whole 12 hours ago, going into the garbage, and people who do not pay enough take it to feeding their family chocolate croissants. Literally, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Actively, without exaggeration,
Well,
living off of protein boxes. Well, fuck that.
Oh.
Yeah, well.
We'll cut it. So to that then, as someone who has worked in this kind of corporate environment, when it truly came down to its company policy versus the customer's always right, who do you try to accommodate more? Like when the scales of justice are in question, and you're
nobody ever listens. I hope nobody ever fucking listens to this, because if I could just give customer things, I would. I can't, because I need money to live. But trust me, like, if it didn't affect me negatively, you know what? I'm not gonna say that. If it affected me,
I'm saying in your
just a little less than it does now.
Like, all right, so
I would give people the fucking house.
One thing,
give them everything.
You would just be like, fuck it, you're good. So, like, all right, at the liquor store, every now and then there'd be some situation where, like, someone's real close to getting whatever discount, and they're just like, they'd have to spend like an extra $12 just to get a $10 discount.
I'm gonna get fired. I tell customers all the fucking time. I'm like, well, that sucks. You can get it from somewhere else for cheaper.
I only do it if it's someone I know and it's someone who didn't ask for it.
I get commission, and I tell everyone just the best thing, because I am a representative of myself as an individual. Fuck the companies.
Fuck the companies.
I literally don't give a shit.
So, in another situation, I work a check-in desk for, let's say, athletic thing. Every now and then, sometimes it would just be more of a hassle to try to follow company policy than it would be to accommodate the customer, the client.
Fuck company policy, unless it harms people. Like, unless it puts other people at risk, who cares?
Yeah.
Multi-million dollar companies.
And I think that's the beauty of working in a corporatized environment, because at the end of the day, it really just comes down to the personal interaction you have, and you can be like, you know what? This company is already exploiting so much of its workers, and it's like industrial base. They're already trying to just make extra money to impress shareholders.
And then, unfortunately,
no one's going to give a shit about $24.
No, you're right. And here's the thing, is that, like, they're so concerned about the shareholders whilst perpetuating that they are creating an environment that treats their employees well when it doesn't. Because in all of those environments I've ever worked in, the employees are always either scared of losing their jobs. There's always some sort of nonsense or mess way above them that they have no control over that directly affects their lives.
Well, and I think on top of, or just in addition to the fact that it's like there's other things going on, if the company did care about their employees, they would provide a means of job security or at least financial security with that job that would more incentivize what is it, like what their expectations are as employees. Like that's the whole thing, is like, how do you incentivize your employees? And I think that's something
I can tell you how.
How?
It's very interesting, because one of the easiest ways that companies try is by dangling the carrot of like upward momentum of moving upward or like progressing. Well, talking about my employer, let's just say that like I've been like interviewing for a different position that pays more, and my boss's boss is hindering me and other people from doing it. Absolutely. And
sorry,
and that's where it is.
It's from higher
because because I think that like, you know, the stores will have a little less labor because they'll have less people, so they don't want their stores to have less people, but like the environment that they've created because they're a piece of shit has made people leave. And that's why there's less people. So this is the same thing that happens in all companies all the time. The companies, they spout all this, we're here for you, we're here for you, we're here for you, until you have Howard Schultz, who is the returning CEO of Starbucks, literally talking about unions are just trying to take your rights, and unions are trying to do this and trying to do that, when really every single rights that you have as a worker in the United States is a result of a union. If it wasn't for unions, you would just be fucking homeless. You literally would go to work 24 hours a day, get paid $1.
You would get no holidays off. We just had Labor Day.
Yeah, and I got, you know what I got for Labor Day? I got time and a half for Labor Day. I still had to work Labor Day, but I got what I get paid plus half.
I was scheduled to work, but we closed at 1, and I would have had to come in at 1. And so I was just like, oh, it's a fucking free day.
And there are things.
Ain't that neat?
My employer, they do things like, my employer there are certain holidays. So if I don't work a holiday, I get half pay.
Oh, that's really neat.
Yeah, it's neat. I mean, to be honest, they could just afford to pay me for the whole time.
They could.
They totally could.
Again, like that's where like, it's not cute that corporate's doing this whole like, you know, we'll just give you a little something. And you're like, you could actually just fucking pay me so that I can can I live? Can I fucking live?
I love how I got distracted. But then there's the camp, which is like the training videos, which, to wrap it around, the training videos, like in my work, which have a person, they're like, oh, a person is coming in to shoot up the building. And the video has like a guy, and he like pulls a fucking gun out of his like a big ass gun, and the people are running around and hiding behind the desks, and it is like fucking triggering. Actually, it's so violent. I'm like, what the hell is happening? Okay, but here's the thing: is that like companies don't care about the people who work for them, and it's up to the people who work for the like. I even hate that phrase, quiet quitting.
Oh, I
hate that shit.
I've seen the post.
It's a lazy thing to call it.
You've seen the rebranding of quiet quitting,
I haven't.
though, right?
What is it?
It's called acting your wage.
Oh, no. Because I know who the person. It's the same person who did the other meme. Is that person? I can't remember her name. She's on TikTok. Absolutely funny. And she's like, she came up with that phrase. So it's like her thing. And I remember the last video was really funny because her boss in that video was like, stop telling people to act their wage. And she goes, I'm sorry, what did you say? She goes, stop telling people to act their wage. She goes, you're going to give me a raise? No.
Nope.
So then I'm not gonna. Because acting your wage means like, listen, shit sucks, right? You're participating in capitalism. Okay, but when you get there and you sign the document that says what you're going to do, doing only those things is what they asked of you. So even if they're exploiting you, doing the amount of exploitation.
What do you think are red flags in a company interview that you've either...
Family. We're a family. I don't know if you know this, but we're a family.
Where they try to develop this sort of like alternative, like emotional
family
investment that you have in the company?
DEI.
What's DEI?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Mm.
Oh my! Don't you know that we have programs? Don't you know that we have events? Don't you know that we give you pizza? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's those little like I fucking hate a social, like a company mandated social.
But you're not getting paid.
Even if you're getting even if you're on the clock during a company social, I fucking hate it.
Pay me to stand there. Don't care. You're not getting paid. Because to be real, that's the reality. It's very unlikely. I'm like, let's go bowling. You're not gonna get fucking paid. Like you're forced to fucking go out with your fucking boss and your fucking coworkers to fucking bowl at Bowlmore, and it's like kind of expensive already. So you have to pay for bowling. Then you have to spend time before you have to open the next day probably to go out with coworkers you don't really like.
But along that same vein, you and I have both had jobs where we've really bonded with our coworkers. Do you think that's because of the mandated fun?
You still talk to those coworkers? You
Bro,
still hugging? You still hugging and
I still talk to you, and we met through work.
But I think that to be fair, when you do meet people, you can make friends to work. That totally happens.
You can make friends
but
through work.
Generally, you meet people, you like them a lot, you really like them, and then you leave. And then you think about them, and you like maybe reach out. But then like, oh, we're going to hang out. Then you never hang out. You never hang out. You never hang out. You never hang out.
I hang out when I can, with who I can.
You know, it's...
Do you ever have those times where you're like, man, I kind of miss Melchor and Teresa, and
100%. You think that I'm not sitting at home and I'm like, man, I remember when me, Sarah, Brian, Mateo, and Eileen were fucking killing it and having fun every day with Chris and fucking Crystal, and then every day we would get fucking drunk. And then me and Sarah would go home and like, you know, be intimate and like go to sleep, and then we would wake up and we'd have brunch and then go back to work because we worked at the same place. And it's like, man, there's
camaraderie in the trauma bond. I guess, all right, I'm getting a little off track because I'm starting to talk about like the trauma bond of being the...
Which we'd already done.
Yeah. But this is more of like... if you're gonna sell out, because like joining the workforce, if you're not in some sort of, I guess, career oriented position, you're not doing something that you're passionate about. You're doing like the job that is paying for you to live a lifestyle that you want, but maybe the work itself, your paycheck isn't what's fueling your fire. Are you selling out to either the mom and pop shop so that you don't feel like you've gone full corporate, or do you sell out to the people who can afford you?
Selling out implies that you have choice.
That's a good point. That's a real fucking good point.
You don't have a choice. You either work or you don't live. And maybe you work hard and you go to school and your parents help you take out student loans and you pay off your loans, working hard, and then you go to college.
And then Biden forgives those loans.
But like literally everything you're doing is just so you can go to your fucking like there's some person who like lives in Dumbo whose apartment is like right over the bridge, is like posting and joking that it costs like $1,000 a minute to live there and stuff like that. But like all jokes aside, they probably make a lot of money. They probably work really hard. They probably just live the same level that I do because they're paying 50 times the rent that I do. Yeah. And that's the trick. The trick is that like no matter how much money you make, you're kind of always in the same place until you like maybe crack the ceiling to the next level. But then like the next level really, once you're there is no more upward momentum. You're going to be a billionaire. Maybe somebody here listen to this thinking they be a billionaire. You're not. You're not going to be a billionaire.
Like, even if you're a couple millionaire, you're still... That's what's fucking crazy in today's economical climate, is even if you are a millionaire, you have $1 million...
A million's there.
A millions? I'd say, like, if you're in single-digit millions, you're...
20 million? If you make it 20 million a year, that's different. But, like, if you have 20 million...
in, like, assets...
Like 20 million in assets is nothing.
That's damn near like working class.
Yeah, like, oh boy, like you own 2 really big houses, and you can barely afford.
You have one really big house, and one house that's decent sized in a really good location,
and you don't live in that one because you need it. Because you need it. No, because you need it to help pay for the property taxes of your big house.
Yep.
And your kids, of course, because they're more privileged and go to a nicer school, that means that they want to go to nicer colleges and they'll get in.
They'll get in.
So that means you need more money for that. There's no winning. There's no winning. And corporate culture gets you because it tricks you. It's like, oh, like you think it's corny. Like you're sitting there watching the videos.
That's
and
the
you're
whole
like,
thing.
it's
You
camp.
think it's corny. It's camp.
Oh, no.
It's predatory. It's not even cringe. It should be creepy.
It's touching you in a way that you shouldn't be touched.
It's fucking it. It's Pennywise. It's the fucking, it's looking at you all innocently and you're like, oh, look, a silly fucking clown.
And then his tits are out. Next thing you're like, what? And then I'm on TikTok too much. Sorry.
That is a different that wasn't the one with the Skarsgård, was it?
I don't know.
I don't think he has a Pennywise with big mommy milkers.
You weren't looking hard enough. Oh my lord!
I should have seen it in 3D.
I saw it in 4D. I actually saw it in 4D.
What the fuck even is 4D?
I remember my sister took me, and we went to like there's this place on 14th Street where they sell like British candy, and then we went to the 4DX theater, and like it was like moving around and spraying you with mist, and like shaking you and jerking you around.
I don't like that.
It's not fun. But I'm gonna tell you something. You ever been to like a music park and they have that ride where it's a screen and you're sitting in it with like 8 other people and it's pretending to be a roller coaster? Yeah. It's like that. It's literally that. Only the back of the seat has like 3 sections. There's a part in the bottom near your tailbone, a part in the middle, and a part in the top. So like, when Pennywise jumps, it'll get you in the middle of the back just to fucking fuck with you. No, but tell you something, it actually will fuck with you a little bit.
I don't want to. Yeah, I remember just seeing the M&M's one at fucking like Discovery Kingdom and Six Flags, and I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. You know what I do like though, is in the training videos of corporate onboarding stuff when they have their mission statement. They're like, our mission here.
To inspire and nurture the human condition. One person, one neighborhood, one cup at a time.
Exactly.
That's Starbucks.
That just the mission statements, those are camp as fuck.
They are. And they really try to get you. They really try to fucking manipulate you.
Because you're like, aw, I feel like an ASPCA commercial right now. Our mission is to bring uncompromising service to each and every one of our customers who make a difference.
Our service is the best, the largest, fastest, and most reliable. Oh my God. Oh.
Better bitches, better money, better.
They better everything.
My Lamborghini blue, my president is black.
Our president is dark Brandon right now.
I love it.
Oh my God. All right. Wow. Oh, wait. I got to press the button because it's, the thing about having the power is that I get to like signal easily when it's over.
Yeah. You are the the corporate overlord.
I am the fucking arbiter of everything. I should fucking put you in training so that you know you should sit in that fucking chair.
If only you give me a company policy module for me to follow.
You know what we should do? We should actually revisit this one day in a more visual way where we're able to put up like all the things, like put up different corporate things. Oh,
that would be so good.
I'm about to steal some fucking intellectual property from my workplace for later.
Remember, when addressing the camera, look just slightly to the left, because if you look down the lens of the camera, then you look like a fucking idiot.
You know, yeah, because they don't like when you look at the camera.
No,
because
right?
It's real scary.
It's like, hello there.
So that was this. What that? What that? That
was that? Was this? This
was that in good taste? Was that in good taste? As always, you can find me, Jaysberry. That's me on Instagram at Art of Giving Up, and also on Twitter at What Funny Friend. And of course, you can always find Chandler at
Chandler Does Jokes on the Instagram.